All right, we continue on with the Chris Lofthus show. Tom, I did get a text during the break asking about sprinklers because it's been cold in the morning. Do you blow those out?
Yeah, we do. We offer full maintenance services.
Because I always call in December. Is that too late for me to call? Or
depends on what kind of sprinkler system you want the next spring, I guess.
Well, and I think I guess I look at it and say, in our neighborhood, they shut the water off. I mean, there's a time when the New York Canal, it's now the New Jersey Canal, it's dry. So why not blow them? I mean, it doesn't matter when you blow them out. Why not just get it done when they shut it off?
If your only water source is pressurized irrigation, then yeah, absolutely get it done as soon as possible. And then that headache's kind of out of the way.
Tom, I got a question for you. We were talking about it. I was actually just talking about this yesterday to somebody. Now, some of these subdivisions, they'll shut the water off on people, earlier than later. And I was curious because I know we built a house over there in Crentobello, and they hooked up a line intentionally to the main water line. So if the irrigation does get shut off early, is that something you can do after the fact? Yeah,
dual systems. I'm not positive, but I believe Meridian is about the only place they won't allow you to do a dual hookup anymore. Right. But Eagle, I know we do them down there. Boise City, that's pretty much all we do.
I was just curious because a client of mine was complaining about, they were talking about shutting the irrigation off, and they're like, it's still 90 degrees, and they're talking about it.
I'll say that it's possible. Yes, you can do it legally pretty much everywhere but Meridian. Just kind of depends on where you live.
All right, Tom, we touched on this. I want to make sure we get to it. Maybe it's because I secretly want an outdoor kitchen and all the, what are we talking about? It's all the stuff Dave wants. The outdoor kitchen areas, one of the things Claudia had brought up, now I see them everywhere, but is the kind of the fireplace, if you will, the hearths that are outside.
Yeah, the pizza ovens.
Yeah. And that's just the beginning. You can coach somebody up as you look at their place. Again, I'm going back to your vision. That's why you hire this guy. I guess you can get anybody to come out with a shovel, but you can only get Tom to come out with his vision.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. That's awfully nice of you.
Yeah.
It really, on any level in any business, you have to make connection with your customer. And we don't make connection with every customer, but we put forth our best effort. And if someone sees something in a magazine and they call us and say, this is what we want, okay, this is exactly what you're going to get. But if you spend, and on a side note, there's a lot of folks out there waiting on designs for these, so I apologize for that. But this time of year, we do get loaded up on design for next year. So if there's stuff that you've seen in a magazine or on TV or whatever, and you like the concept, but that doesn't exactly fit your backyard or whatever your space is, then that's when someone like us has the experience of being able to connect with your client and say, oh, you know what, in this instance, you have two kids, one's 3, one's 6. I don't suggest doing a water feature there. But we can set it up so that you can have, an invisible water feature, invisible pond. And later on, we can, when the kids are grown up and it's not a safety issue, then we can open that up and make a, like a koi pond or something out of it.
All right. I want to tie both of you in on this. Chris, I'll kind of start with you and then swing it over to Tom. How do you determine, so I want a kitchen, here I go back again. What's my ROI on that? What's your thoughts, Chris, as far as building this outdoor living space in the backyard?
Okay, and here's the answer. There's no question about it. That you're going to get every dollar back out of that thing and then some. But just because of you have the dynamics of the people that are moving here have typically come from, like we always talk about Southern California or California in general. We have a lot of California people here, and they're used to warm weather. They're used to being outside year round, and that's such a big thing. So when they come here, if we're building things, whether it's a cabana, whether it's an outdoor living area, kitchen with heaters, a fire pit outside, there's no question about it. But I will forewarn, and Tom can touch on this, people try to kind of piece it together themselves. And if you go to Tom and you say, Tom, you know what? Hey, I understand this is going to cost us $15,000. You know what? We only have 5 this year. Tom can piece it together for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but you can say, okay, here's the finished product. We're not going to have it done for 24 months, but we're going to do this now, and then we're going to kind of add together, but we can piece it together with the design.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Dave and Claudia, we kind of spent some time talking about that.
Yeah, we got part 2. He's already got me lined up for on the raised garden beds. That's what we're going to do next year, raised garden beds. This year you did all the bark and all the trimming.
See, the problem, though, you start adding on, and then you have part 20, and you're still on part 2.
I'm not as fast as you. Tom, go ahead and finish.
To touch on what Chris was saying, it will add value, but it's not, it's not just a monetary value. It's I don't know, personal or family or spiritual
It's a
value.
lifestyle.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. You add to your your property. So it's like anything. You go buy, you can go buy a Mercedes, or you can go buy a less expensive car, but they both kind of do the same thing. But
how do you want to get there?
Exactly.
But I think
do you want to?
Tom had a good point there too. But you talk about, especially in this day and age, you watch people that don't, people want to have an outdoor area. They have the kids inside playing video games all the time. When you build those types of things, they're more of a kind of a gathering area for families. So if, just like the kitchen is, for food. But if you can get that, if you can afford it, and it's going to add value to your house. That was your original question.
Well, good stuff, Tom. Will you give your contact information for us again so folks know how to get hold of you?
My email is tom@landcongroup.com, and you can call us at 463-0690, and Jessica is our office manager, and if she's not there, I probably will be. So give us a call.
And I know he does answer his phone too. 463-0690, and that's land, CON, as in construction, group.com. All right, we're going to take a time out. Back with more. And remember, you can always go to the website, chrislofthus.com, if you've missed any of the programs. Annette puts those on, so you can go back and tell your friends about it. It is the Real Estate Radio Show featuring Chris Lofthus of the Chris Lofthus Group at Keller Williams Realty, Boise. Back after this.